Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namomi Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakattvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. The person asks, why why sadhana is required? Why? Because Brahman is infinite, one cannot reach Brahman, and also if I am the self, it is always self-revealing. So why do I need a sadhana? And we of course people quote J. Krishnamurti's statement, truth is a pathless land. So why should there be a sadhana, a path for it? So here we clarified a little bit in the past. It says the sadhana is required for the mind who has already confused. Because if I know that I am already, then there is no need sadhana, even the question does not arise. So the question arises only people who do not know who they are and also looking for happiness, thinking that happiness is outside. So you need a mentality to say, hey, happiness is not in the outside, in any object. Happiness comes from your own self. However much logic you can understand, appreciate it, but still you are going outside. Therefore sadhana is required. It's not a conditioning, it is actually deconditioning only by using a proper tool to decondition the previous conditionings. It's like a sharp needle you use to remove the thorn. So needle also you are pressing, the thorn is already there, but in the process you get rid of the needle as well as the thorn too. And Shankara says, Krutva Jnanam Swayam Nasya Jalam Katakarenavatu. Just like the knowledge that you are doing is also gets destroyed in the process, just like Ataka nut powder they used to use to purify the water, and it absorbs the water and becomes heavy and it sinks into the bottom, capturing all the colloidal dirt particles, leaving free from both the Kataka nut powder as well as the dirt. So it's a cleaning process. And Gurudev used to tell a beautiful story. So in olden days there used to be pagadis, and they used to take in their mules the luggage and go to the next village and sell them and brought something else in that and come. That's how they were trading it. And this, in the Himalayas, we don't know when it snows and when it stops. So this pagadi took a lot of stuff and started to go to the next village, and they had to go through hilly areas, and when he was going through, suddenly heavy snow started falling. So he said, oh my God, what should I do? Because I have a lot of mules here. So he wanted to look around and saw an ashram there, a Swami's ashram is there. So let me go and take a rest there, and after snowfall stops, I can leave. So he went there with the mules and asked Swamiji, proceeding that I have this problem, I have mules, so can I take rest here? Swami said, no problem, take rest, take bath and have some food and sleep, and when you get up in the morning, you can go when the snow stops. So it's very good. So he went back and he wanted to keep the mules not run away in the snow, so he wanted to put them in the proper place. And then he realized that he forgot the rope and the pegs where he can tie the mules to the ground, and he asked, let me see. He said, hey, sleep. He was telling the mules, but they were not listening to him, and they were just standing there thinking that, oh yeah, you are a crazy fellow, how can we can lie down without getting tied down? So he didn't know what to do. He ran to Swami. He says, Swami, what should I do? The mules are not lying down and they may run away in the snow. He says, what do you do normally? I used to tie a rope for them and a peg and tie them to the peg. Then why don't you do that? He says, I forgot the rope and the pegs. Then Swami thought for a minute, okay, you do one thing. You pretend as though you have a peg, you pretend as though you have a rope, you pretend as though you are putting in the ground, and you pretend as though you are tying each mule to that, and ask the mules to lie down. So pretend? I don't know, Mahatmas, they may have a lot of magic powers. He went there and he did exactly what the Mahatma said. He tied as though there is a rope, as though he made a noise, and the mules was watching all that and says, now lie down. The mules thought, now they are tied down. So they lied down. Says, why didn't you do that before? As though, and the mules were happily resting. So he said, my God, this is really a miracle. So he went and had his food in the morning. He took leave from the Mahatma and started and asked him to get up. They won't get up again. So what is this? So so he has to do anything, nothing he does, they are not getting up. So he went back to the Swami and explained the situation. The Swami says, did you untie them? What do you mean untie me? I didn't even tie, there was no tie there. Because sir, you know that it is no tie, but mules think that there is a tie. So go and do the process of untying, then they will get up. So my God, he went back and he went through all the mechanics of that normally as though there is a real tying, and he removed the plug as though it is, then asked them the mule, then they got up. So they got up, now they are free to move. And he went back and told, so Swami, you are really great, it worked. So he was very happy. Now what is the meaning of the story? We are like a mules. We think we are tied down by taking ourselves, I am this, I am this, I am this, and going after the pleasures or sense pleasures, thinking that happiness here, happiness there, and every time I go after, I get only disappointed because I need something else for me to be adequate and full. So this running after things goes on all the time. We are like a muse. So we need untying the process. So untying is as real as the tying for the ones who think that they are tied. So think that as long as I think, I feel I am limited, then you need a sadhana, you need a mind to prepare yourself. So sadhana is required to untie the mules, just as that, to untie myself, my bondage to the word, because there is no real bondage. I myself identify with this is my body, this is my intellect, this one. Body, my intellect is from the Prakriti itself. Unnecessarily identifying and then carrying it. It's like a villager carrying on the suitcase on his head, thinking that train needs help. He's sitting on the train and putting on the head, something like that. So the train is going to carry anyway. So understanding that I don't need sadhana itself becomes a sadhana in the ultimate. With that we stop. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyati Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Sishyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.